Okay, show's time.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final episode of Bachelor Mondays with your Steinbach Pistons. We have a lot for you this episode. Drew, let's start off with Lauren B being the first one to meet Ari's family. How do you think that went?
Yeah, it looked like it went pretty good. She's able to actually say a few things, which is unfamiliar ground for Lauren.
Well, yeah, I think she actually came over bubble a little bit.
Yeah, I think it went well. I think they realized how gorgeous she was.
I think it went really well. She really got to open up to Ari's family and create a great atmosphere there, and I think that she did a very good job.
I think it went pretty well. Ari's family, I don't think, was trying to persuade him too much.
So the majority of Becca's date was being talked about Lauren, but do you think she overcame that adversity and kind of showed Ari's parents that she was the one for Ari?
I think so. They were really impressed with her, and Becca's a great girl, and she's smart and very mature, and she'd make a good wife. So I think they were happy with both girls.
Yeah, that would have been very annoying if I would have been in Becca's shoes, but unfortunately she had to deal with that, and she handled it pretty well, but it must have been tough.
People tend to gravitate towards people who are a little more outgoing initially. I think that's Becca.
I mean, she meets him. Every single person she talks to goes, so we met Lauren yesterday.
I think she went into it just wanting to have raw, organic conversations with Ari's parents, and all she got in return was questions about Lauren. So I mean, she was pretty taken back, and I think she was a little bit disappointed.
The fact that she knocked it out of the park with the families is no surprise, because she's just like a beauty to talk to, like very articulate and stuff. So no, I wasn't surprised.
How funny was it when Ari's dad looks at Becca and goes, we like you both, so we don't really care who Ari picks.
Yeah, we're good with either one.
Yeah, that's kind of a shot to the guts right there.
Oh, we really liked Lauren, and Lauren told us this.
Now let's move into the date where Lauren B and Ari went to Machu Picchu. It was great. They were having loads of fun. It'd be awesome to see one of the 7 wonders of the world. And Lauren really came out of her shell there and started confessing her love. I think this was a good play for Lauren. I mean, obviously it was, because it ended up winning her the show, but what do you think about that?
Yeah, obviously the date was pretty awesome. I mean, it's a pretty cool date to go on. It was nice to see Lauren finally talking and finally say stuff.
That definitely changed the game right there. She took the bull by the horns there and just laid everything out on the table, and I think that was definitely the difference for Ari. I think he had Becca in the back of his mind, but after that date he really had to reconsider things.
That love was stuck like flies on dog now.
First off, unreal date. That was sick.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's obviously a beautiful place, and it's not too often you get to see a place like that. So
I think that date and that day sort of is what gave Ari second thoughts. I think he sort of had his mind made up, and obviously after that it seemed like he was a little bit conflicted. So yeah, in a way, I think that kind of, like you said, propelled Lauren close to where Becca is, and then eventually into Ari's heart.
Follow-up question. Do you think the scene where they're running to find cover so they can make out was real or planned?
that was just dumb.
What's your reasoning?
Just being high schoolers.
Moving into Becca's last date, they were kind of walked around that city for a bit, and then once they went back to a house, and Becca kind of pulled out this little scrapbook or picture book, I guess you could call it, for Ari. That really seemed to win Ari over. Do you think that had a lot of effect in the decision the next day?
Oh, huge play. Yeah, real good play. She had the note and expressed her love in that way, and their whole journey, and when they first locked eyes and all that stuff. And yeah, he absolutely ate that up, and then the scrapbook, all the pictures of them together, and their baby their
Future baby.
future baby page. I thought that'd freak me out a little bit, but
That was super cute. That was very thoughtful of her, and obviously she's very in love with Ari. So that's something you do for a significant other, and I know it's a shame that she will not get to finish it.
I think the picture book just really showed how ready Becca was to take the plunge with Ari. And with regards to the baby picture, I thought it was a little bit creepy. I mean, they're not even married yet, and she's starting to push babies on him. So I thought that part was a little bit weird.
I guess that was pretty cute. I mean, I guess it kind of put her in Ari's good books.
let's talk about the whole situation when Ari went to break off the engagement. How dumb was he?
Yeah, not that great. He was pretty dumb.
Yeah, I mean, Ari was kind of a scumbag,
Ari decides to cut off the engagement because he is still in love with Lauren. Let me hear it, Drew.
Outrageous. First off,
Unbelievable.
the guy has a whole camera crew come in and just sits down beside Becca. The girl's like, "Okay, what is going on?"
I said last week some outrageous is gonna happen. I don't think they need to bring the cameras in there.
Becca was ready to get married. You could tell she was already bragging about how big the ring was.
And then he goes up to the bathroom door and he says, "Are you okay?" One of the worst.
Okay.
One of the worst questions in Bachelor history, I think.
She's got to deal with all those camera guys like getting in her way, and Ari wouldn't leave her alone. So tough.
She came out of the bathroom, sat on the couch. He saddles up, and she tells him to leave, I think 3 times, and he just
At least.
starts a picnic.
Colonel, moving into the final Rose episode. At the beginning, we see that Ari goes to Lauren's house in Virginia, and she's ecstatic to see him. Were you ecstatic to see her see him?
I was thrilled to see him go back there, and I think it really opened some doors there. I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen, but she was thrilled to see him, and that was the start of their new relationship right there.
Was not expecting that at all, because there are a lot of question marks in the air still of whether Lauren was even going to take him back, and the fact that he was going to meet her at her family's house. I'm thinking, like, is her dad opening the door? Like,
With a shotgun?
yeah, like this guy's gonna get himself killed.
They knew they were getting back together. They were obviously talking. I don't think Ari would have done it if he didn't think that Lauren would take him back. So they had a few things to, look over, some fine print kind of things. But there was no question.
Yeah, they just started talking, and immediately it was like, yeah, like, I'll take you back. Like, she had a couple questions, and she's like, I forgive you, and all that stuff, and was a beauty about it. And yeah, at the end drops in like, I know engagements freak me out, but you better not take you very long. And he's like, oh boy, he's just sitting there.
Big moves by Lauren and Ari, I'd say.
Yep.
He goes to the front door. He's leaking out of his pits, and Lauren jumps into his arms. What were your emotions like while watching that?
It's hard to say. I think it's not a huge surprise that she jumped into his arms because he had called her previously. So she obviously knew that he was going to come back to get her back, and was kind of surprised how easy she took him back, and she didn't really question him at all.
Okay, on live TV, Becca is on stage and Chris Harrison's asking her, "Hey, you ready to finally see Ari?" And she says, "Yeah, I have a couple questions for him." Do you think she kind of grilled him a little bit, or do you think that he kind of got off the hook from breaking off that engagement?
I don't know if he grilled him. I think the nature of what happened and the questions, it might seem that way, but obviously she just kind of wanted some clarification and closure, I suppose. But
I think that'd be pretty weird for Becca and Ari seeing each other, especially on live TV.
Yeah, well, first off, props to her. Like, that's not easy. She was heartbroken, and facing him for the first time after, it's gotta be tough. But
I think it went about as well as it could have. Ari really used his words very well and kind of downplayed the whole thing. And I mean, it was a gutty thing for Ari to do, but he just had to follow his heart, and I don't know if you can blame him for that.
I wouldn't blame him after looking at the other contestant other than Becca. I mean, she's pretty cute. Becca being announced as the Bachelorette. Do you think this is good for Becca at this time in her life?
Yeah, I think it's good for Becca. It's good for Bachelor Nation. I mean, she's a huge fan favorite. I think the season's going to be a pretty entertaining one.
I don't tend to watch The Bachelorette as much, but it was an obvious choice. I think right from the beginning of the episode, you knew she was gonna be the one. But yeah, she's a good pick, and I hope she finds love.
End of the episode. Lauren and Ari come on stage together as a happy couple. We all know what happened at the end of that. Ari gets down on one knee, proposes to Lauren. What are you thinking, Drew?
Yeah, bonehead move. Like, I get...
You didn't like it, huh?
No, I didn't.
I don't know why you would do that again. You could have waited. It's, to me, proposal is more of a symbolic thing, so I don't know why he had to do that. It wasn't very necessary, but oh well, you do you, Ari. I'm kind of over the guy, so whatever.
I mean, who knows if he's ready for marriage now? I mean, if he proposed once and it didn't happen, like, what's to say that he's not going to do the same thing? Maybe he's going to go back to Becca. Who knows?
He has the audacity to propose twice on the same series or the same season.
Huge balls.
Yeah, it's like that instant DM. Shooters shoot.
If he has the cojones to propose twice on live TV, then that's awesome.
Well, no one was even cheering it because none of them liked him. So he gets down on one knee and everyone's kind of like, oh.
At least Lauren was looking good during it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, it's been another great season of The Bachelor. This is my third and final year hosting, and I'm giving the reins to Tyson McConnell and Declan Graham, and I hope they can put on a show that I did.
Wow. Brad, thanks for hosting The Bachelor. All the boys appreciate it, and I'm glad you've been here for this first premiere season of Bachelor Mondays with your Steinbach Pistons.
And thank you for hosting this great show, and I hope you keep it going.
Not a problem. Thank you very much, Bradley. Colonel, thanks for being on Bachelor Mondays, the premiere season of Bachelor Mondays with your Steinbach Pistons. I appreciate having on here, and I hope to have you on here next year.
Thank you. Thanks for hosting, and I'm looking forward to another great season next year.
Okay, Willie, it's been nice having you on the premiere season of Bachelor Mondays with your Steinbach Pistons. I'm disappointed you can't be back next year, but it's been great having you, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me.
Declan, it's been nice having you on the premiere season of Bachelor Mondays with your Steinbach Pistons. Am I going to see you next year?
Yep, and I'm gonna be hosting it. Shout out Brad. And things are about to change, okay? We're not messing around anymore. We're starting right on time, okay? We're not getting behind because we're not trying to see what happening on Twitter, okay? And none of that. I ain't flexing on that bullshit, alright? We starting right on time. None of this Bradley can't that shit, alright? We doing this my way. The Colonel helped too.
This is the last episode of Bachelor Mondays with your Steinbach Pistons for this year. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We will be back next season with a new Bachelor, new women, couple new people on the show. And I hope you enjoyed the show, and we will not see you next week. See you next year.